Hi, my name is Bruno Scott. I work at 1Spatial as product owner for all BIM and FM related products. Today, I'm going to present you how you can use your GIS to get the most of your BIM data. There is a lot of BIM software around the world. Some are free, some are cool, some are very powerful, but that's not the point. Here, we want to focus on the data. Imagine you have hundreds of BIM models to manage, and you want to have an overall view of everything, and you want to do some cross-model search. And what if you want to use your corporate software to do analysis and reporting? The idea here is to bring all these BIM data that reside on separate files into a single SQL database. This will allow GIS software to connect natively, but not only GIS software, but any reporting and analysis tool. And the more people will have access to your data, the more value your data will have. 3D view is cool, but 2D panning and zooming are really more intuitive. Everyone knows how to use Google Maps. The idea is not to sacrifice the 3D view, but to make the navigation from one to the other the more seamless as possible. And remember, a window is a window, whatever you look at from a 3D or a 2D perspective. Let's take a closer look at an IFC file. I'm using a standard model from the Building Smart Alliance. It's a medical clinic. And the viewer I'm using here is BIM Vision. It's free and it's pretty fast, so I like it. IFC models are well structured. So you have always project, side building, and inside building there's stories. And on the stories you can find spaces, walls, stairs, etc. And you can even find some things inside spaces like plumbing or whatever. On every element also there's a lot of properties. Some of these properties are common to every element, some are specific to some type of element, and you can even find some custom property set. Here we can see all the Revit property set that has been exported from the Revit software. Now, to be able to use this data inside the SQL world, we have to translate these data to our SQL database. For that, we have a plugin called BIM to DB. There's a different type of output. We're gonna keep the PostgreSQL one. We have to enter our password. We have a couple of other options, and we have only to export it. And it's pretty quick. It's done, ready to use. Before playing around with our new exported clinic BIM data, let's have a quick overview of the Realworld 4D user interface. So first thing, we have to log in, so the system will know who I am. On the top of the website, there is a ribbon with a couple of tabs and buttons. Some functionality for reporting can be exposed here. We have also export and any type of format. The ribbon is also dynamic, means that if I select something on the map or on the navigator here, if I select my IFC building, I have new tabs with specific functionality related to building. So I can choose to browse my buildings. It lists all the buildings that are available. We can zoom directly to any of these buildings by activate the zoom button here. So we can go to the Angers train station, go to the Cal software building, go back to our Toulouse train station. And of course we can switch to a 3D view of the model here for our train station. Go back to the 2D view, go to the Cal software building, and again activate the 3D view. So you can navigate in 3D to the Cal software building, go back to the 2D view, etc. Let's now zoom to our clinic to see what we have. So you see that you have tooltips on everything. We have here the spaces with the room number. We have tooltips on window, door, on almost everything. Actually, we can change floor. Actually, we're on the ground floor. Let's go to the upper floor. We have furniture. We have columns with the beams. Remember that everything you see here come from the export we just did. So let's activate some other layers because we have all the mechanical, etc. So we're still on the second floor here. So we see that's pretty rich information. We have the pipe segment, the terminal, etc. Go back to the ground floor. On every single object, we have a database form that gives us access to all the properties that came from our IC file. So we have all these IDs, the ID that made the link on the IFC GUID here. So we know it's a flow terminal. The parent, it's an IFC space. We can have access to the property of the space directly here. We see the local is 1C19. The name, the same one that used for the tooltips. And we have also access to all the property set that has been defined on the spread rich on the IFC file. So this one is a generic. It's we see only the common properties. So if we take another element like a window here, we have the same database form, but it's on a window. The same thing we jump to the parent, or we see the name of the tooltip, the type, etc. It is possible to customize all these forms. Let's take a look at on the first floor to a form that has been customized especially for the spaces. If I zoom a little more here, so you see on the top, it's all the common properties. We have some specific properties for the spaces here, like the perimeters and the areas. And on the IFC all, it's all the children's elements that are related to this space. So if I activate the highlight, so you select one thing, and you see here that you can highlight all the underneath the children element. Like a terminal, it's a little bit bigger. You can have also the specific information for this flow terminal. That's part of my space. Now let's have a closer look at the browse functionality. We have already used it when we jump from one building to the other, like here. But this time we're going to use the browse on another feature class, like let's say the IFC window. So I have a list of all the windows that we found in all the different models we have. We can do filtering, like on call software. We want also some only specific types. And you activate the zoom, and you're right in. So we can jump from any place in the world. I activate the highlight so it will be clearer. And let's go back to our clinic model. Let's zoom a little. So same thing. With the highlight. What if we activate the 3D view instead? So we're on our building, selecting a window, and you zoom on it. So you have all the zoom, cross model, even in 3D. We can walk inside our clinic. For that, it's easier if we change our navigation mode. We go on first person, and now we can go inside a little down, up, across the door. Let's try to make the wall transparent, so we will be able to see all the thing inside. They can walk around, can turn around, see everything. This is magic when you can make the wall transparent. Let's make a little other search on, let's say, flow terminals. So I have to filter my building again because I will jump to another place. I want to filter some types here. Something easy to see, like the water closet. Let's zoom to a water closet. This is it. It's easier when the walls are transparent. Let's try something different. Let's activate our flow elements here. So on each flow segment, we have, as we've seen, we have attributes or properties. And the one actually we are using, it's the layer property. Everything is coming from the IFC file property set. So we have a layer that it's HVAC duct. And if I select this guy here, we see the layer, it's M pipes. So the thematic actually here, it's we are looking at this layer property, and which we are changing the color depending if it contains the word pipe or the word HVAC or roof, etc. Let's try to change this on the fly using other properties. We see here that we have another property. It's the type. Everything's coming from the IFC properties. So I'm going on the layer style tab here, and we're going to select something different. We're going to select the distinct value theming. So we have to select a property where I want to apply my theme. It's the type. We can specify the color for the edge, the style of the edge, the size of the edge. We will let them by default. We have the palette of colors, so we can take a random one, and we can also change the transparency. Now I'm applying this. So on the flow segment, you see there's a completely different thematics here, and it's reflected on the map with different colors. Pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of type of thematics we can play around. The simple one is let's apply a single color, like a big rag here on everyone. So it's pretty simple to use. So as you already seen, there's already a lot of valuable data inside your IFC files. It's just a matter, you know, of making them accessible. Hi everyone. So do you have any question?
Thank you very much, Bruno. We're trying to get Mark back up on the stage, but yes, okay. If you do have a question, do send it through under Q&A. We've got Bruno here able to answer any questions you may have based on the video that you've just seen. Do send them through here in the Q&A. And we'll just also try and get Mark up on stage as well. Is there anything you're wanting to add, Bruno, after your presentation there?
Just remember, it's an application. I would. It's a little different. It's not. I wanted to have some more demo, like not only PowerPoint. Make a little brief on the presentation, and yep, it's an application on the web. Maybe I didn't say it enough. It's a web browser application.
Okay. Cool.
And pretty soon we wanted the next release. We are focusing on updating all these data and creating new IFC revision. And of course, the big goal we are working actually now, it's to put the one integrate suite on top of it to be able to validate these data that comes from everywhere from IFC files. IFC files are structured, but even though you can do a lot of dirty work.
Cool. Very good. Well, thank you very much for sharing with us.